Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out with FLEXpectations, our weekly look ahead at the actions come at the weekend. We're out, if you don't know by now, 4:30 PM every Thursday. Today is a very special edition of FLEXpectations in that we're bringing it to you from the VIP gym in Astley, Greater Manchester. You might be able to see in the background Carl Frampton, shadow boxing, warming up. He's obviously got a huge fight next week against Josh Warrington, which we'll be talking about on next week's FLEXpectations. But ironically enough, it's a guy who trains in this gym but isn't here at the moment that we'll be focusing on this week. And that, of course, is Rocky Fielding. Some of you may have seen the grand arrivals last night. We had our man Radio Raheem over there doing what he does best. Fielding arrived, predicting that he's going to upset the odds, beat Canelo. Obviously, there'll be a lot of doubters. None in this gym, of course, because his stablemates are here and people that he works with. What I would say is that in his favour, obvious things, size advantage. He's been at the weight for a long time, whereas Canelo's moving up. He's got height, he's got reach, and he's a big puncher. You know, Canelo isn't known for taking unnecessary risks. He's not known for being a really fast starter either. So I don't see a really early finish in this one, even if there does prove to be a disparity in levels on the night. I think that he'll be wary of Rocky's power. I think he'll want to test him out for a few rounds, make sure he knows when to feint, when to go into range, when to step out of range. So I think it will take him some time to work Fielding out, and to know that he can negate the power and get inside and do what he needs to do to win the fight. Which is, you know, set a decent pace, uses explosive bursts, as we've become used to seeing from Canelo. Great hand speed, move around the target. His footwork's improved a lot in recent years, so we expect to see more of that. But Rocky has got at least a puncher's chance, if not more. He'll be in the shape of his life. He's got a great trainer and tactician in the corner, in Jamie Moore. Nigel Travis is over there as well, who's a great, you know, deputy second in command to Jamie Moore. So he's got everything he needs. There will be no stone left unturned in his preparations. But in terms of levels, Canelo's been fighting at a pound-for-pound level for several years now. His resume for someone who's only 28 years old is astounding, to be honest, astonishing even, or any other superlative beginning with AST. He's fought the likes of Gennady Golovkin, Erislandy Lara. Even earlier in his career, he took tests early on against obviously Floyd Mayweather, which is his only defeat to date. Austin Trout, I remember being a close fight. He's fought most of the best fighters in and around his weights. Rocky Fielding, not through lack of trying, hasn't just yet. You know, the best fighter he's fought is now the top super middleweight in the world, Callum Smith, who won the World Boxing Super Series. And unfortunately, that was a shootout that ended in the first round in Callum Smith's favour. Unfortunately for Rocky, that is. He's built since then. He's improved a lot as a fighter. He's changed trainer, of course. You know, Jamie Moore carrying on the good work that Fielding started under Oliver Harrison, who was Jamie's mentor. So, and he's grown in confidence, I think, as well. He really believes that he can mix it with anyone. The last win he had over Tyron Zeuger, very, very impressive. Great shot to finish it. He soaked up everything the German had to offer early on before dispatching him in clinical style. Very, very impressed with that performance. But Canelo is at least 2 levels, if not more, above the likes of Zeuger. You know, if Zeuger was to fight him, before he lost to Fielding, you'd have made him a big outsider. I'd like to pick Fielding to win, but it's very hard to make a case for him to do it. But I think he may give a better account of himself than a lot of people are predicting. If you do fancy the Fielding upset, I think overall he's 9-1. To win by knockout, I really don't see him winning on points, is 12-1. Those odds seem a bit stingy considering the size of the task out in New York. But what I would say, if I had to make my own prediction, I think you can get this for around 15-8, and it might spread out to 2-1 by fight night, is for Canelo to get the job done somewhere between rounds, I think it's rounds 5 and 8. So 5, 6, 7, 8, you get a round group betting of those 4 rounds. I'm sorry to pick against you, Rock. I really, really hope I'm wrong. You get the job done. I certainly won't be betting against you. I'm just advising everyone else to do it, which is somehow a lesser crime. As for us, we'll be back next week with FLEXpectations every Thursday, 4:30. But to review either the biggest upset we've seen in years or another great performance from Canelo, either way, we'll be back Monday, 4:30 PM with Reflections. Thanks for listening, and leave your comments below about how you see the fight going on Saturday night in New York.